What's going on, people? So today I just want to make a video about myself, but hopefully, well, I don't want to say hopefully you can relate, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate, and hopefully this will kind of give you some insight and, some idea of what might be going on in your trading journey. So for me, I've been trading for what, like, I want to say 2.5 years now. I had some ups. I've made significant gains in the market. I reached a point where I was like, wow, I'm financially free. I've finally done what I set out to do. I'm making, multiple thousands in a day. I'm feeling good about myself. And yeah, just you feel like you're on top of the world. That came to a halt where I took a trade on news, over risked, didn't use stop losses, and that all went to shit. And from then, I think something in here got turned sideways. So, yeah, since then, I feel like I've been trying to get back to that. I've been trying to get back to that. And how I got there was not the healthiest way, not in the sense of trading, right? I was pretty much over risking every trade and it was either working out for me or not working out for me. Sometimes it didn't, it wasn't working out and I held it, and eventually it flew back up and I was, let's say I made 2000 in that day, right? Um, so not the healthiest way of trading, but that's the only form of trading that has worked for me so far. And not to say that I want to continue trading that way, but it's just something in here in the mind that makes it so that it's like, well, you've seen success from this before. Why can't it happen again? Why can't you take that same risk and, I had a day that's just I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to because I lost it all, but I had a $10,000 day, which was one of my goals that I had set for myself that I didn't think I would achieve so quickly, right? So when that kind of stuff happens to you early in your journey, it's kind of like, man, well, it worked for me before. Why can't it work again? And it wasn't the only time that worked for me. That was the best time it worked for me. But there's other times where trading, just over risking and, just flipping, trying to flip an account has worked for me. So I guess that has been programmed in my head, but I've been trying to deprogram it. I've been trying to deprogram it for a while, and man, it's like no matter what, I always end up back on that same mindset of just over risking, whether it's moving stops, taking out stops. That's something that I did today. I took my stop loss off and news literally obliterated me. Not even news. I don't know. It was a flash crash on GJ. I had moved my stops because listening to a podcast, somebody had said when brokers tend to manipulate funding, companies tend to manipulate the spread when price gets close to your stop loss. And I said, you know what, price is getting pretty close to my stop loss. Let me just remove these and I'll use a mental stop loss. And price went for 80 pips in 2 minutes. So to the downside, which was against my position and completely just blew me out of the challenge. Yeah, blew me out of the challenge. I was doing pretty okay up until then. I was up 1.8%. And yeah, that just obliterated me. So it's like those are things that I know. Why am I trading without a stop loss? Why am I was over risked in that position too. So it didn't make sense to move my stop loss. I was basically risking my profits and 2% on the day. So 3.8% approximately on the day, and I ended up losing 7% because of that crash. Um, Man, so those type of things, right? Why can't I adjust my brain to just follow those simple set of rules that I know I shouldn't be doing? Because every time I break them, I look at it and I'm like, I knew I should have done that. You know what I mean? Like I said I was gonna do this, I said I was gonna do that, and I didn't do this, I didn't do that. And I come back to it with a new, I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm gonna make it happen this time. This time it's gonna be different than the last time. And what do I do? The same thing. One of the many things that I've done in the past, I repeat it. I repeat it again. So at this point now, it's starting to seem like it's more of an addiction, right? Honestly, right? Because it's like a gambler's mindset, right? You're looking for that big win, and no matter if you with gambling, there's rules too. There's ways to be successful with gambling, but people just like the thrill of betting big and winning big and seeing those numbers come in, right? And then when you lose it, it's like, well, that's what I set. That's the risk that I took, right? Especially with FTMO challenges or challenges in general. You put up whatever you might put up, right? Let's say it's a $500 buy-in, right? $500 buy-in. You buy in, they say, here's your account. And you say, okay, well, no matter how much I lose on here, if I lose $10,000 on this account, my buy-in was only 500. So no matter what, I'm only losing 500. That's the max amount I can lose. You know what I mean? So I think it becomes easier that way. When I was making my profits, I made them on a personal account. I've never made any profits on an FTMO challenge, even though I've spent so much on them. I've never made any profit on them. All my biggest wins and my biggest losses have come on my personal account. And yeah, it's back to the gambling thing. I feel like that's where my mindset is at, right? I'm trying to break out of it, but I have to be real with myself. Like this is gambling mentality behavior. Like as soon as I blow a challenge, it's like I feel like, man, I want to get back in the market. Sometimes, I'm able to say like, you know what, it's not the right time. Take a month, take 2 months off. But it's like I feel like I'm right there. I feel like I'm right there. And the thing is that I've been saying that for so long, and that I look back at the videos I've made for my personal collection and I look at it and I'm like, I've been saying I feel like I'm right there. I just need to hone in a little bit more. I just need to, maybe one more challenge and just stick to these rules. Not all these rules, but these ones in particular, and I'll make it. And maybe I pass the challenge, I get to the verification, and then I blow the verification, or I get the challenge and I get the verification, I get the account and like the funded account, and I end up over risking because I'm so excited to get a payout to, make back what I've lost in the past. So it's a series of things, man. But yeah, I think people have to really look at it. Like people don't talk about the addiction side of trading, right? Like you enjoy trading. I enjoy trading a lot. Like I enjoy being at the markets. There's times where I've sat at the markets all day, but I don't do that anymore. But there's been times where I sat at the market all friggin' day. Like, you know what I mean? Pretty much. And so let's say I took a trade in New York. I'd take a trade in New York when the market closes at 5. I'll wait for it to open back up, and then I'm on the charts, and then I'm just waiting. Prices consolidating till about 8:30. 8:30 makes a move. I'm like, okay, sweet. 8:30 made a move. And yeah, so on the charts from 8 to 8, pretty much, right? So um, yeah, I've done that a few times, and that's not healthy. It's not something that I would do anywhere else, right? I wouldn't do that for work. I wouldn't do that for even when I was learning to trade. I would watch, yeah, a 4 hour video, but I'd take breaks. You know what I mean? I'd come back and I'd go out, go to the gym, go do something, and I'd be able to take my mind off the video. But with trading, it's like I'm so invested, not just financially, but mentally, that it's like you don't want to take it. Like if you're in a position, you don't want to be away from the charts. I'm not, it's different for swing traders, I guess, but when you're scalping or kind of like day trading, your intraday, you feel like you have to be there, or at least I do. And I'm talking about the people that have this mentality, the people who, you have your shit together and you know what I mean, you're making big profits and you're gonna tell me in the comments, you got to do this, you got to do that. I get it, bro. It's not. I think it's more of a mental thing than just listening because I've heard I have the rules set. I know what I need to do. It's a matter of doing it. And people will tell you risk 1%. People will tell you risk no more than 2%. Take 1 to 2 trades per day. People will tell you, only take A+ setups. People will tell you all types of things, right? They'll tell you their whole strategy and what they do, and they'll be like, here, just do this. Bro, it's not that simple for some people. For some people, yeah, when I got into trading at first, it was that simple. Like, if somebody give me the rules, all right, I'll do it. But once you start making some significant money, or once I started making some significant money, something up here just switched on me, bro. I'll be honest. Something up here just switched on me, and I went from really chill, not really caring about profits, not really caring about, being on the market, in the market at all. Just, I want to see if price did what I wanted it to do. Cool. It did what I wanted to do. That means it's gonna work out for me later on in the future. At this point, I also have this thing where I feel like I need to be right. And I think that plays into the addiction part. I feel like when price doesn't go my way, I feel like I gotta, make up for that revenge trade. And revenge, people talk about revenge trading as, just it's you not wanting to accept the loss, right? But it's also you not wanting to accept that you're wrong, right? Or for me, I shouldn't say you. For me, it's me not wanting to accept that I'm wrong. I want to be right. And how can I be right? By making sure that I make back what I made on that loss. And it doesn't mean that I was no longer wrong in that position. What it means is that I was more right than I was wrong. You get what I'm saying? So my loss that I took might have been a 1% loss, but if I can get a win for 2%, then that means, I showed the market. You know what I mean? I showed the market. You know what I mean? I got 2%. You took one, I got two back from you. So, I'm smarter, So it's those type of mentalities, right? And maybe it's something that's been installed for me from a young age. Maybe it's something from my childhood, some kind of childhood thing where I wasn't, everybody told me I'm wrong about this or made me feel wrong about that, or in school, I got too many questions wrong on tests, and I don't know, who knows, right? What I do know is that it's a problem, right? And it wouldn't be such a problem if I wasn't spending so much money on challenges, right? If I was being diligent and saying like, oh, I'm just gonna spend, 1% of what I make a year on challenges, 2% of what I make a year on challenges, and manage my risk the way, smart people in the market manage their risk, and manage my finances the same way, then it might not be a problem. But the same way I trade is the same way I'm spending on challenges. So the same mentality that I'm going into the market with to trade is the same way I'm managing my finances when it comes to trading. Now, outside of trading, I don't spend a lot of money. I'm pretty good. I don't buy fancy stuff. I don't care about the name brand stuff. I live a pretty simple life. My car is not a nice car. Well, it's not a bad car, but it's not anything that people would look at and say, "Wow, nice car." So yeah, like I don't really care about that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the market, I'm okay just putting money and money, challenge, challenge, challenge. I'll just spend it up, man. I'll spend a whole half my check on a challenge because I know that it's temporary. If I pass this challenge, that's coming right back into my account. But I don't pass them. So it's basically I'm just funding the company. I am funding other traders who are getting payouts with these trading companies. And yeah, man. I just think that it's not a healthy mindset, and it's something that is kind of ignored in the trading industry. Not trading industry, but in the YouTube, like the education industry. Addiction. They don't talk about the addiction. They talk about just negative psychology. But it's kind of addiction, and I feel like you got to treat it like that. I feel like you got to look at some stuff. If you're looking at negative psychology, how to fix your psychology, I think it might be good to look at some addiction stuff and see if any of those patterns of behavior fall into what you're experiencing in the market. Um, yeah, so taking a break, taking it easy. If you're having a hard time taking a break from trading, like if you can't take a few weeks off, if you're, losing a challenge and then immediately buying one back. If you're sitting at the market all day, you're getting all like antsy in a trade and like, oh my God, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? And adding more positions on to a loser. Not to a I'm not calling anybody a loser. I'm saying like a losing position. If you're adding more positions onto a losing position, those are kind of like gambling mentalities, right? It's not just bad psychology and just like, oh, you need to fix your rule set. There's something else going on up here. So for me, I've realized that, and I don't know what the fix is. I'm trying to figure it out. I've made some progress for sure. I'm not going crazy like I once was last year. I did some insane spending on challenges. I had blown three challenges in a day, and probably within 4 hour span. So just I blew three challenges on one position because I was sure it was going to work out. I bought a challenge. I think it was like a monthly supply. I wanted to pass a challenge in one trade. It was 200K account. And I told myself, okay, I'm gonna take the sell from the monthly supply. Price pushed up, I was over leveraged, let's say it pushed up 15 pips, took me out, lost the whole account. All right, no problem. Buy another one. 200K, you know? um, try the same position. And I'm doing this within like 5 minutes, right? Because I don't want to miss my entry. Um, Blew the account, waited a little bit and let price do its thing because, 200K accounts are expensive. Let's wait, let it do its thing. All right, now we form that confirmation of resistance. Buy another account, get in, sell, 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 and blew it again. And that's the mindset that I'm coming from. So I'm not there anymore, thankfully. Oh, because, oh my God, that was, and I want to say it was frustrating, but for whatever reason, it really was kind of, it just became whatever. It just becomes whatever. And that's the sad part, right? Like, it's not like I at one point I was really on myself, like, man, this is stupid. What am I doing? At some point, it just becomes like, yeah, happen again. What can you do? I'm gonna fund it again. I gotta keep trying. You know what I mean? I gotta keep trying. I gotta keep funding my dream. And bro, is that really the right way to go? You know what I mean? Yeah, fund your dream, bro. If you want to be a trader, still want to be a trader. My goal is to become a full-time trader. I want to, and I want to use my trading funds to fund other businesses and take things to a whole nother level. I'm seeing that for myself in the near future. I'm hopeful that it'll happen sooner than later. But in reality, if I'm battling what seems to be an addiction, it's going to be tough. There's a lot of steps that I need to take in order to, counteract these negative behaviors. And, dealing with psychology is one part. Yeah, for sure. Um, I've been trying and, you know, things have been getting better, but I'm not where I need to be in order to make that dream or that vision a reality at this moment. And that's something that I got to accept. So, I'm not saying I'm done trading. Not definitely not done trading. Will continue trading. I just got to figure shit out, figure myself out. And I want to be as transparent as possible and, share things with people that other people might not share. I've never seen a video like this. I seen a video recently from Calvin, the beginner trader, and he talked about depression in trading, which is something I've dealt with. I've dealt with depression in trading. I might make a video about that in the future. But it's real. It's real, man. And it can get to you because as much as people talk about psychology, the extreme of that is depression. Like it's not just, oh, I have bad psychology. I can't seem to hold my trade. I can't seem to let go of a losing position. I can't seem to, stop risking, 5% on a trade. I don't know what's going on. No, well, there's an extreme to that. As those things keep going and keep building, it kind of messes you up in a way, right? It's trading psychology is not as simple as it's just about trading. It affects your day to day. It can affect your life, like it's real talk, man. And I feel like I can save that for another video. We can dive into that a little bit deeper. But for now, yeah, I just wanted to touch on the gambling side, right? The addiction side. Um, yeah, it's real. So if you're struggling with that, you know what I mean, look into it. I'm sure they have different programs that can help, or deal with it yourself. Stop, realize that, hey, I might have a problem here. Let me take a break from this. And if you can't take a break, then you might need help. But if you can take a break, take it easy. Kind of get your mindset back in the right place of where it needs to be, and understand that, yo, I might have a serious problem here. Yeah, that's the only thing I can really say, bro. Like, I don't know what the solution is. I wish that I could tell you what the solution is. Besides maybe seeking therapy, seeking some help or venting to people and letting them know what you're experiencing, what you're going through. But outside of that, bro, I don't know, man. But yeah, just want to share my side of this and kind of a raw, uncut video, just talking about my experience and you know the effects that trading can have on psychology or on your mind in general. So yeah, thanks for listening. All right, have a good day. Peace out.